All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Loyim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, more escalation, and as we nearing, closer to the day of Jacob's trouble, as we inching closer towards the third woe, and now the tensions is heightened, over in the east, and you now got Israel on standby, awaiting any type of retaliation from Iran, because they vowed that there must be a response, retaliation. And the propagandized media was putting it out there. They were reporting that within a certain time frame that there was going to be an attack. And then they even said that we might have to do a preemptive attack just to throw it off any chance of retaliation from them. So right now it's just, wars and rumors of wars. But it's getting very, very hot, and it's getting very interesting. Now, the latest move being made is, Persia, Iran reached out to Russia, for defense. And this shows you, the role that Russia plays, which is in accordance with what the scriptures say, according to prophecy. And matter of fact, let me go here real quick. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 3, and it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." And let me get also Isaiah 55. And I'm going to start at the 10th verse. And it says, "For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." All right, and the Lord, he spoke the end from the beginning through the mouth of his prophets. And what we read about in the prophets is that how the Lord's gonna gather these nations over in that particular region of the world, how he's gonna wake up the mighty men and prepare for war. But also, you see in the alliance and how they're being strategic and how they're moving together. So now you got the Zionist Israel, Amalek, and their alliance with the U.S. And with this tension brewing, the U.S. is pretty much being forced into it, as well as the U.K. So they're being drawn into this conflict, which is why you had recently the U.S. sending warships, all right, fighter jets and so on and so forth over to that side of the world. And that's to protect Israel. So the Persians, in turn, knowing how they're going to be protected by the West, they asked for protection from Russia. So you seeing the opposition with the moves that are being made, that these two they're being lined up to go toe to toe. All right. And we're getting closer and closer, man. Let me go from there real quick. And let's get Joel. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick first. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So we know that the Most High is who operates on the minds of these rulers. And you just had Iran just had a new leader, sworn in to take the place of the former president who was killed in that helicopter crash. Was it foul play involved? Who knows? But whoever is in position, the Lord is operating on their minds to get this ball rolling. Because we're getting closer and closer. You got all this talk about, digital wallets and moving everything into, digital biometric technology. And now they're even saying, to penalize people who are coming out and speaking against it. So as this system is being rolled out, you see that the devil is coming down with wrath. He wants to he wants to silence everybody. So we have to be that much more closer. And eventually there's going to be a famine of the word. And we ain't going to be able to give constant updates on these prophecies. So that's why it's best to get them now. So anyway, let's go to Joel now, because it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So what is the Lord preparing them for? Joel 3:9, and it says, proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, that the weak say, I am strong. And especially a country like Iran, even though they always had a solid navy, they had a strong army, but they feel even stronger with the alliance with Russia. And them, extending that BRICS alliance that's having all these other neighboring countries join aboard. All right, so that they can, have partnerships and trade in resources without having to deal with U.S. sanctions. And Russia, given the military manpower that they have, the technology that they have, they can militarize their partners, their alliances for protection against the West. And that's the example of what you're seeing with Iran right now. And not only that, but they've been created the uranium needed to produce a nuclear weapon. All right. And this is one of the reasons why Netanyahu and that whole regime wants to take out Iran, because they're a significant threat. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and there's no it's just captions, of course. There's no actual journalist or newscaster, but just read the captions so you can actually see what's going on, so you could be updated with what's happening, because this is all tied to prophecy. So let me play this real quick. See, you already have different guys, different representatives that's trying to be diplomatic. They're trying to, de-escalate the whole situation. But as the scriptures say, there's no counsel against the Lord. All right, the Lord's going to do that which he please. So, you can try to uh, uh, spit on a fire, but all that's going to happen is it's going to just, the flames are going to get worse. Now, let me get 1 Thessalonians 5. And it says, but of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, so that travail has to come. All right, there's no peace, especially as long as this devil's in power, there won't be any peace. It tells you that in Revelation 6:4, how there was going to be a sword given to him to take away peace from the earth. Yeah, Revelation 6:4 says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's why it's constant war. He's been given that power of the sword to constantly wage war, and that's why there ain't been no peace, especially with them small hats over there. But it's gonna work in our favor, and it's gonna backfire on them, because all those nations over there, they're gonna be geared against them as well as the hammer of the earth. All right, it says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So this devil is not going to stop as long as he has that sword in his hand, because that's his power. So let's continue. What this seemed to me, I'm pretty sure y'all reading the captions, but what it seemed to me is, with this particular move, they want to be able to act on an offensive while still putting up a defense, because they know the Israelis will definitely return fire. I mean, and they showed that back in April, when they attacked an embassy in Damascus, and they also sent missiles towards their Iron Dome. And right after that, they was like, man, the damage was insignificant. It didn't really do nothing. Which when you listen to guys like Scott Ritter and them other guys, Colonel McGregor, they were basically saying that no, what they showed was that Israel is not untouchable. That was what that meant. But they then returned fire, but it was insignificant. They basically, both sides fired off, and it wasn't really nothing major. But what Israel was doing was they was taking out, their leaders, their commanders. A lot of men of war, generals and commanders that was helping them on the strategic end when it came to the war front. They were just taking them out. So now they have to, show this time that, hey, enough is enough. Which is why it seemed like, the Israeli government, along with the U.S., is taking this more serious. They really feel as though Iran is really getting ready to do something. And with this latest move with them asking for more air defense, that could be a possibility. Okay. Because what do you need more air defense for? In case they retaliate after you retaliated. Okay. So let's play a little more. So this is what the new Iranian president is saying, right? Russia, the fact that they're standing with them against Israel. Israel's criminal actions in Gaza and assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran last week are clear examples of the violation of all international laws and regulations, right? So pretty much Russia is fully on board with defending them. All right. And that's directly the prophecy we read in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. So this is Ezekiel 38. And I'll start at the top. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog." This is talking about the Russians, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. "And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth." All right, so it's the Lord that's, returning them back to that superpower. All right. And they're, with the moves that they're making, constantly developing nuclear weapons, upgrading their arsenals. All right. Training, doing joint drills, trying to build their currencies up, being in a partnership and alliance with China. All right. The manufacturing epicenter of the world. So this is what the Lord is doing. He's raising them up only to be the catalyst to destroying the West, which ultimately they will be used along with all their allies to destroy Babylon. That's the only purpose why the Lord is raising them into power. It says all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. All right. And that's why they're able to supply air defenses. All right. Because they have that kind of technology. All sorts of armor. So they got all type of air defense weapons. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tergamon, that's dealing with Turkey, which, you recently heard about them in the news, and where they, what their stance is, they're not happy with the state of Israel. So if they step in, they're willing to step in against Israel, and they're supposed to be a NATO ally. So it shows you right there that there's division. It says, "Of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee." Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey, various other countries. "And be thou a guard unto them." And what is a guard does? It sends protection. It watches over and it protects them. It gives them, safety, security. It says a person who keeps watch, especially a soldier or other person formally assigned to protect a person or to control access to a place. All right. Protector. So this is what Russia is being for Persia. In case, Israel decides to attack. So we seeing that, this is all being fulfilled. Now we're going to see how far this goes. Like, we always mention, this could just be more war and rumors of war, but this is still part of the escalation. The Lord is, he's mustering a host of that battle, getting them ready. All right. So, we just got to continue to measure the times diligently. Then, we'll be able to see the Lord, visiting the world which he made, which he's doing now. All these uproars all over the world. You see what's happening in the UK, all this unrest, which a lot of it is set up, of course. These elites, they need as much chaos on the planet as possible in order for them to roll in, their New World Order agenda. All right. But this is pretty much what's in the news right now. All right. The U.S. and the U.K. possibly being drawn in, like the scriptures say, the least of the flock shall draw them out. And also you got Russia being a guard to Persia right now in the case of, a back and forth between them. Because all hell can break loose and war can pop off, leading to the third woe. That's why I've been, all these series that I've been doing with these video clips of all these different news segments covering what's going on. These are countdowns to the third woe. We're entering that stage, so to speak. Okay. So this is pretty much the latest news, and we're going to see what happens from here. We're going to see if Israel's going to try to do their preemptive attack, and that's going to really kick things into further gear. Or if Iran is really going to do what they say they're going to do. All right. So anyway, with that, let me give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Al Shai. And to the next one, Shalom.